how does it work in Egypt? Like for underground musician whose lyrics might not be, how you say it? It's very very kosher, very standard. How do you make an album?
Your question is full of questions in a way, because the right now, I don't think the market is about going to the studio, making an album, and then looking for a market for it. I think now the market is very accessible to everyone. I think like the classical production houses or big production companies, this example has been, it's finished, it's failed, this is the past. I think now it's a different era for marketing and for distribution. Therefore, the economy of independent music is transforming into something else. I don't think it's anymore. We cannot apply the classical understanding of marketing music and music economy as we used to. Now it's very simple that you have like very popular musicians. They have something like 2 million clicks on their YouTube videos or 500,000 followers on their MySpace or Facebook, whatever community, but it's not necessary that they are signed with Virgin or Sony Music or anything like that. So this popularity has been perceived differently. Therefore, the market is changing. Going back to this, what do you need to license your music work? You do it in the studio, and if you need to put it in the market, you need to have a license for that. That's officially speaking how it is done. You need to have a code and a number, a serial number. So you are selling your product in the market. The government has been using this as a form of control and censorship and following what is exactly happening. I don't remember an instance of music that was prohibited or kind of was stopped by the censorship. I think there are some things, but it was very rare occasions, the things we heard. But normally you just go and register your music, you get a number and you stay, you wait in the line, you go through the bureaucracy of the thing. Of course they make it difficult. They don't want that alternative creativity is out there. But this was not only political, this was also commercial. Because there were like lots of controls. I don't see any issue about censorship, especially in music. Or I didn't see the censorship stopping musicians of doing what they do.
Very good, that's very good. But what are the red lines that the musicians themselves impose on them? You know, like you don't want to talk about certain things because you might create problems for yourself. Let's say religion or political situations that you don't want to talk about because it's too sensitive. Or
I think this is personal perspective. If you think religion is the thing, or you think drugs or sex or whatever, it could be anything. It's I think this is up to the musician at the end of the day, and still everybody is doing something somewhere. Nobody has a taboo in something, but you never heard something like widely distributed, like against God or religion or anything like that. Even though you still have some musicians or some songwriters, they were writing lyrics like questioning destiny and God and religion, but it was never like widely distributed. At the same time, some things were kind of hidden somewhere secretly, like some exceptional lyrics, let's say, about, I don't know, like kind of erotic lyrics, but it was widely distributed, but not exactly open to the mainstream market.
We talked to some musicians yesterday, and they told us in order to perform, they need to have some sort of a license from the syndicate to be allowed to perform in venues. Who chooses this? Who appoints the syndicate? Who are they?
It's like any other official department. It belongs to the city, the state. there are like forms and regulations, and you have to follow it. And there are employees there, and there is the manager and the boss and everything, like official
Right.
state kind of office.
But those that committee that allows you to tells you that okay you can go sing. They said they were musicians.
Listen, this is very. It's as I was saying. It, still, if you want to go and sing in a hotel,
Right.
5 stars hotel,
Right.
of course they will come after you. This is what I don't know. I can't speak about this. I
Right.
don't know if this is good or bad or important or not. I'm not making anything small here, but this is when they come to you.
Okay.
When you get inside this fishy
Right.
market and scene.
Right.
But I don't remember any other coincidence in the like in the underground scene
Right.
that the censorship came or the syndicate office they came and they said we stop you of doing this.
Okay.
I've been doing this for years, and many other musicians
Right.
who've been playing in clubs and here and there
Right.
and small venues and.
But the syndicate, is it chosen by the musicians or is it the government that says this musician can?
As far as I know, there are like elections inside the syndicate,
Okay.
and they can elect themselves. Definitely, there must be some kind of control back then. I'm sure
Okay.
there must be something happening somewhere
Right,
inside to
right.
become like this. But again, for people like me and others, and I think Yusra and others, I don't think this was ever a question.
A problem.
I think you can just go and say I'm a musician, and they can kind of make the exam or whatever.
See, because for us it's an interesting question, because in Iran all this is under government control. So it's interesting for us to see how other societies allow freedom of music, because in Iran we don't have that. What do you think about the influences on Egyptian music? Do you think traditional Egyptian music is still as powerful as Western influences, or do you think Western influences are gaining momentum among the younger Egyptians, or do you think always there's a balance between the two?
Is there? I've never seen music geographically.
Right.
I would see like a color or a character or way of doing it. Like this could be like folk music or traditional music. I don't think traditional music will ever end anywhere. I mean, especially in a place like Egypt, you still have all these small cities and villages and musicians that are deeply into this, bring it to the city and develop it into something. Or you would have an international jazz musician coming to Cairo, living here for like 10 years, forming a band and kind of washing the sound of this band into this or that. I've never seen music geographically.